Welcome, beautiful souls. So today we are going to be really focusing in on the body and how you are feeling. So join me at the top of your mat as we start in mountain pose, into Tadasana, feet hip widths apart, and we start to kind of maybe bounce into the ground as we secure ourselves into this space of where we are. Slight bend in the knees, pulling the hips up towards the navel. And then bringing your shoulders up towards the ears, rounding down and just allowing your hands to face forwards as you press your shoulders away from the ears. And just standing here in this space that you have created for yourself. Checking in with the body, seeing how you feel. Start to move your head, so maybe looking up, looking down, leaning over to the left, lean over to the right, and then just a slow movement rolling down and over to the other side, roll up and over, just taking a couple of circles here. Connecting with your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And circling the other way. Inhale as you circle up and around the top, exhaling as you come down around the front. Just noticing where you are feeling any tension, any pulling. And then begin to roll the shoulders, rolling them backwards, bringing them up towards the ears, rolling down and around as you push the shoulder blades together, back and down. But still being very aware of your stance, pushing down into all your toes, anchoring through the feet. Becoming aware of the shoulders, the arms, maybe the fingers. Maybe you feel tingling as you start to roll through, and rolling the other way, rolling forwards. Really bring the shoulders up towards your ears. Rolling down, right down, pushing down, up and over, right up to the ears, pushing right down to the ground as you circle around. And with a slight bend in your knee, bring your hands up and over the top of your head, bringing your head to look up. Hands come to touch, interlace your fingers, and then bring your hands, bend your elbows, turning the palms of your hands up towards the ceiling. Stretching up, pulling up from the spine, really coming up towards the ceiling. Connecting with your breath, stretching all the way up, feeling that pull from your stomach, from your hips, as you continue to push up towards the sky, as well as pushing down towards the ground, anchoring into your feet. And then stretch over to your right. Feeling that stretch to the side. Only go as far as feels comfortable. Inhaling, coming back to the center. Exhaling over to the left side. Keeping your hips pointing forwards. And maybe bringing your head up to the sky as you open the space between your shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, back over to the right. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. Inhale, come up, release the hands, bring them down. Have a little shake out here. Shaking out those arms, noticing that feeling, the movement of energy flowing through you as you create this space. And we're gonna bend deep into the knees, bring your hands up around the sides, up over the top of your head as we come back to stand. Hands together at top of your head. Exhale, coming down through a forward fold, keeping your back nice and flat as you fold down through, bending the knees as you come to grab the back of your ankles, head to your knees. Connecting with the breath, taking a moment here, checking in, noticing how your body feels in this stretch. And maybe you want to bring opposite hands to elbows and just hang out here, feeling a deeper stretch through the spine, feeling that pull towards the ground. And then bringing yourself over to the right, feeling a stretch in your side, and then over to the left, keeping balanced on your feet, grounding down into the earth. Hands come to ground. I want you to pull your toes up from the ground so you can place your hands underneath your feet. So the back of your hands are now on the ground and you're just pulling into this space. So shoulders away from your ears, connecting down into the ground through your feet. Feeling this connection, this loop, this circle moving around you. And if you want more of a stretch here, you can straighten your legs more. Undoing the hands gently, one by one. We're going to inhale, come up to a halfway lift, nice flat back, looking forwards, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, coming back down to the ground. I want you to plant your hands on the ground and hop or step your feet back into plank. And just take a moment here, pushing your heels back towards the back of your mat and just taking a couple of breaths. Keeping a nice tight stomach, using your core, pushing up out of your hands. On your next exhale, push your bum up towards the sky, coming down in downward facing dog. Keeping your hands, your fingers pushed into the ground. Maybe pedal your feet out here. And just notice where you may be feeling any stretches, any tension, anything at all. And in downward dog, you don't have to have your heels on the floor, you don't have to have straight legs. Find what feels good so you can push back out of your hands, so your stomach is coming towards your thighs, and staying in this space. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit. On an inhale, lifting your leg up to the sky, coming into a three-legged downward dog. On an exhale, you're going to bring that knee through, up into the chest, head towards the knee. Inhale, coming back up. Exhaling, bringing your knee to your right elbow. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, bringing your knee over to your left elbow. Inhaling, coming back up into the three-legged dog. And then slowly lower your leg back down into downward facing dog. On an inhale, we're going to bring our gaze forwards as we come back down into plank. We're going to shift our weight forwards on our tippy toes and we're going to go through chaturanga. If you're not used to chaturanga, drop down to your knees and slowly do it all the way down to the ground. So lowering down halfway, keeping the elbows nice and tight, lifting up into downward facing dog. Exhale, coming back over into downward facing dog. Really warming the body up and really noticing how you're feeling. On an inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest, head towards the knee. Inhale, bringing the leg back up. Exhaling, coming down, knee to left elbow. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, bringing the knee down to the right elbow. Inhaling, bringing the left leg back up. Take a moment and slowly lower it back down. Back to downward facing dog. Bending the knees. And then inhale, bringing your gaze forwards. Coming back down into plank. And this time, I want you to lower all the way to the ground. Maybe you bring your knees down and then slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Taking a moment here. And from here, we're going to lift up. And we're going to bring our big toes together at the back. Separating our knees. Creating a V with our legs. And we're going to lower down, coming into extended child's pose. Only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Maybe you can bring your chest all the way to the ground and bring your head to the ground. Or maybe you're just here. Maybe this is as far as you can go, and that is absolutely okay. Find your space. Find your edge. Find where you feel comfortable. This is your practice. And for some, if you want to keep feeling an active stretch, then you can bring your hands off of the mat, pushing your fingertips into the ground. Just taking a moment, connecting and noticing how your body is feeling right now. Now move your hands over towards the right, and then bring your left hand over your right hand and have a stretch into this space. Maybe you want to move over more to your right or only just a bit to your right. Find your space. Let your body talk to you and tell you what it wants. It's time to listen to what your body is trying to say to you. Move over back into the middle and then over to the left. And then your right hand over your left hand and lower into the stretch. Becoming aware of where you are feeling these stretches in the body. Maybe you find you have more of a stretch on one side than the other. That's perfectly normal. And come back into the middle. Coming up onto all fours, bringing your knees back to the center here. So knees directly below your hips, hands, wrists directly underneath your shoulders. We're just going to take a couple cat-cows here. So we drop the belly, looking up, shoulders away from the ears. We exhale, rounding the back, pushing up out of your hands, looking towards your knees as you push up. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking up, feeling that stretch here. And if you need to sway or lean into any stretches, then find your space. Maybe you want to move around in a circle. Listen to your body. Listen to what is being called from within for you to lean into right now. And then meet me back in the center at tabletop. And we're going to plant our right hand as we lift up our left, and we're going to thread the needle, bringing the left hand underneath your right, leaning down onto your left side, left cheek to the ground, stretching here. Keeping your feet pressed into the ground. On your next inhale, come back up to center. On an exhale, thread the right hand through, right cheek to ground. Take a moment here. Inhaling, coming back up to center. And then cross your legs as we come down through to a sitting position. Maybe scoop down into the middle. And then legs out in front of you, feet pointing up towards you. And I want you to lift out of your hips. We're not sinking and curving. We are bringing ourselves up and out just as we did at the start when we were standing. And we're going to bring our hands up above our heads. And on an exhale, we're going to lift up and down towards our feet. You can grab your feet or your toes, that's great. You can come to your ankles, maybe behind your calves, wherever feels comfortable to you. Or maybe you feel you need to bend the knees for a deeper stretch. And that is fine. Find the space that works for you, or maybe you grab a prop and you come and put the strap around the bottom of your feet. Grab it wherever feels comfortable as you come down into a space that feels perfect for you. I personally like to bend my knees and just find my space. And with every exhale, just see if I can drop the knees a little bit more. And just tuning in and checking with the body. And connecting with the breath, coming back up. Now you're going to come into a lying position. I want you to come to scoot your bum down towards the end of the mat, feet flat on the ground, hands, palms facing up, directly out in front of you. And we are going to slowly, and I mean slowly, as slow as you possibly can, lower down. And we're going to work on just going vertebrae by vertebrae. Our muscles can become so tense that it can be harder and harder to move through each vertebrae. So we just slowly work through and find where we're at so we can improve each time that we come to the mat. Lowering all the way down. Just taking a moment of joy as you lie on the mat. Feel how good that feels. Noticing how the body feels as you are embraced by the earth. And extend your legs all the way out. Maybe you want to shuffle on your mat to find your space. Bringing your hands up over your head. Oh, stretch there for a moment. Feel into that space. Feel how good that feels. And then we are going to kind of shimmy and move our legs to the left and our arms and the top of our body to the left, creating a banana-like shape. And we're just going to find this beautiful space to stretch here. Breathing into this space, noticing where you're feeling it, and if you need to move back a little bit because maybe you've gone a little bit too far for what feels comfortable. Connecting with the breath, in and out through the nose. And if you need a deeper stretch, you can bring your right leg over your left and your right hand to be placed either on your left hand or just over. And then come back into the middle, slowly moving your way back. And then moving over to the right, bringing in your legs all the way across, and then the top of your body, and just feeling into this space. Noticing how that feels. Noticing how it feels on this side compared to the other side. If you notice that your left side seems to always be the one you feel the stretches on the most, the left side can be connected to the feminine. And then if you're noticing it on the right side, it can relate to the masculine. So maybe there's more that you can look into there. Maybe you need to bring a balance. Maybe you need to work on the feminine more, taking space, becoming still. Or maybe you need to focus more on your masculine, become more focused, take more action. And then coming back into center. Lift your legs, your knees up to meet your chest. Toes pulled up towards you. Bring your head towards your knee and just have a little hug with yourself here. And just drop your shoulders down towards the mat. Slowly releasing the head, leaving the knees there for a moment. And maybe you want to rock side to side. Maybe you want to straighten your legs, wiggle your feet, your toes. And then grab your big toes with your fingers as you bring your knees out to either side and we come into baby pose. And just have a bit of a wiggle here, stretching out the hips. Feeling into this space. And if you can, maybe you want to stretch them up and out. And coming back down. And maybe you want to do that a couple of times. Just feel, maybe you want to do one leg and then the other leg. This is your space. Tune into your body. And then bringing your knees back to your chest, grabbing hold of your left leg, extending your right leg out and down to the ground. And then we're going to bring the left knee over to twist over to the right side. Bringing your left hand out to the side. You can have it out straight, or if you don't have quite as much room, you can bend at the elbow like a cactus. And then bring your head to face the left. Taking a stretch here. Inhaling, coming back up to center. Hugging the knee in, and then bringing the right knee up and the left leg down. Bring it in for a hug first. Then take it over to the left. Right arm out. And turn over to the right. So you're facing the right side. And allow that stretch there. With every exhale, relaxing into the stretch more and more. Inhaling, coming back to center, hugging that knee in once more before releasing it down to join your left leg. Coming into Savasana, hands down by your side, and just take a moment here. Connect with your breath. Inhaling, expanding the stomach. Exhaling, lowering the stomach. And just checking in with your body now. Noticing how it feels. Noticing how you feel now compared to when you first arrived on the mat. Just bring in an awareness. And noticing how your mind feels now. And bringing your hands together into prayer position, placing your thumbs on your forehead. And just thanking yourself for listening, for tuning in to your body, to bringing an awareness to the language it speaks, for giving space to hear. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste.